cherry when you're a boy. When you're a boy, you can wear a uniform. When you're a boy, other boys check you out. You get a girl. You say your favorite things when you're a boy. Uncage the colours, unfurl the flag. Love just kissed you hello when you're a boy. They'll never clone ya. You're always first on the line when you're a boy. When you're a boy, you can buy a home of your own. When you're a boy, learn to drive and everything, you'll get your share. When you're a boy, boys, boys, boys keep swinging, boys always work it out.
That was Boys Keep Swinging by a Boy, wasn't it?
Yep, and like I said before, Simon, 79, there was a lot of musical things happening. What happened again in 79 was, I think with a couple of weeks ago we did a show on 71 and I mentioned ska music. Well, it came back in 79 with a vengeance, probably as part of the mod revival scene. And this group came from Coventry. And they were led by a guy called Jerry Dammers, and they were called the Specials.
Right.
And Jerry Dammers created a label called Two Tone, and he had bands. He had bands like Madness originally,
yeah,
but only for one song, The Prince. I'm sure Lee Cornell.
So if you got out a single on a two-tone record, that's going to be worth a few quid on it.
Ask Lee Cornell, he'll tell you. Because, you know, he's the most ultimate madness film. But let's talk about the Specials. The Specials were led by, like I said, by Jerry Dammers, the keyboard player. But on vocals, you had Teddy Hall. And, as you know, Simon, a massive United fan.
Give all.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, apparently he still goes. He still goes.
Yeah.
I live in the flat, I like Manchester United. That was one of his songs. We're having so much fun.
But this was the first big hit, and they brought the Specials into people's living rooms and ska music as a whole. And they had, like I said, the Selector came along soon afterwards.
Yeah.
Then you also had Bad Manners. It was all ska music, which was a Jamaican beat. And the Specials had Neville Staples and Linville Goulden in the band, who later on with Terry Hall found the Fun Boy Free.
But there was only one song for me that did it for the Specials, and that was Too Much Too Young.
That was 1980 though, mate, but we're in 79.
I know we're in 79, but that's the one that made it.
But the one we're going to play today is still a damn good song, and it's called Gangsters. And This, I think it came out in July 1979, and this one is for Dave Ashton. This is special.
Gangsters going out there to Dave and my mate and Noddy's, and that's all that matters, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's all that matters. I was carrying on with this ska theme, Simon. I mentioned it before. Madness.
They call it Madness.
They came into their fold in 1979. This is their second hit, I believe. The first one was actually recorded on two-tone, which was called The Prince. They then moved to Stiff Records and brought this track out, which was, end of the day, it's an instrumental. And it features... He wasn't actually a member of the band at the time, but he was called Chaz Smash or Carl Smythe. Apparently he's a massive mate of Morrissey. It really is. He's the good mates. And this song, I always remembered it on Top of the Pops. It just propelled Madness into superstardom. So this one goes out to two guys going the Red Lion.
So you've coming off the street and you're beginning to feel the heat. Well, listen, Buster, you better start to move your feet to the rockinest, rock steady beat of madness. One step beyond.
And that was madness. Madness, they call it madness. How can people say about things about madness? That was going out there to Lee, and it's going out there to our Eddie Smythe, who's Middy's brother.
So, next song, Simon. This song really did. This band were one of the great new wave acts who come out of the new wave scene in New York. They came out in 78 with a song called The Knee, which was a cover song, but they wrote an album called Parallel Lines, and one of the lead tracks from it was released in January 79, and it sold 1 million in this country. I'm going to tell you a tale about actually. Everyone's heard.
When did it sell 1 million off? Records, singles, LPs.
The single Out of Glass, which we're going to play, sold over 1 million. About 1.5 million, I think.
Yeah, it probably did actually. 'Cause I remember buying it myself.
And I'm going to tell you a true story about Debbie Harry. When in about 1973-74, she used to work as a bunny girl at the Playboy Club in New York, and she was coming home from work one night, and she was walking down the road. There was a guy with a broken arm trying to load a Volkswagen Beetle, and he was struggling, and he said, Debbie, oh sorry, he didn't say Debbie, he said, can you give me a hand here, I'm struggling. And Debbie Harris went over and she said, this isn't right, and she walked away. It wasn't until years later she found out that this guy was called Ted Bundy, and Ted Bundy is one of the biggest serial killers in history. I don't know how many people he killed. It was up to 50, I think.
Seriously?
Oh God, yeah, this is a true story. Debbie Harry basically confirmed it. She said she could have been one of his victims, and it was just a sixth sense in her. She said, I'm walking away. And it's a good job for music that she did, because Ted Bundy was quite a vile individual. He got fried in 89 in Florida. No one will know how many people he killed.
Honestly. Why do people think like that, mate?
Well, I don't know.
On with it, they say, don't they?
But this guy, Ted Bundy, was eloquent, charming. He had everything going for him. Even in the court, when the judge had sentenced him to death, the judge said, you're one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I'm like, oh, straight up, yeah, he's there. You go on YouTube and type it in, and the judge says to him, compliments him, being such a nice bloke.
Can I just say this? For all the beeps you keep hearing, that's a request coming through from the next song, but this is a 1979 show. So for the last 4, you've requested 79, 82, 73, so stop it.
So this next track, I always remember Alan Burke loving this song, and he again, like Burke, he was always years ahead of his time. This is Heart of Glass by Blondie, and one of the biggest selling songs of 79. I don't think it was the biggest selling song, but it's one of the biggest.
Can I also jump in here and say this is for Dennis as well, because he loves Blondie. He's got some sort of fetish about her. Girl on the phone keeps ringing. That's the jam. That's the next song coming up.